Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. I have so much to talk about over my list just keeps growing. I keep saying I'm going to do this topic and I'm going to cover more on politics and more on dating, and today is a mixture of dating and politics because we got a hot mess with the orange guy, but Democrats, liberals, we already knew this. And it's just crazy. Like, okay, not yet, not yet. But I'm going to be going over more what makes a villain and also what makes a hero and the difference between the two. And it's like Reddit situations. And I keep saying that, but I screenshotted some throughout last week. I'm going to get to them, but I'm going to have a dating nightmare ready pretty soon. And one where, okay, if any of you guys are on the T app, please let them give me an invitation because I'm probably going to do an episode on it or whatever. But I caught one that, okay, I won't say he was cheating because, okay, some of you men are really pathetic, or when people match as friends and you're like, oh, it's like, because I found a guy on Bumble, but it's like with the what are you interested in or whatever, it was like more like different options or whatever. And they're like, I'm looking for someone that would be able to help me build some muscle mass or whatever with my disability that would really help me out, especially with my independence and everything. And so, like, when I swiped, I was like, oh, it's a match. It was like he already swiped right on me or whatever. But long story short, it's like I told him from the start, oh, I was like, yeah, I thought you were really in shape. And I was like, you're younger than me and different religions, stuff like that or whatever. So it's like we're not compatible dating wise, but dot, dot, dot. Hoo, hoo, hoo. But then he kept saying, no, I need to take you out. You're so beautiful and amazing and wonderful. And like at least 9 or 10 times kept saying that he needs to take me out to dinner. He has to take me out on a date. And it's like, what color flower, or what's your favorite color, and what's your favorite flower? And I got screenshots. I delete because, oh, I had the voice messages too. I just thought about this the night after I caught what happened. But I got the screenshots at least. I got the screenshots at least. Because, oh, and if you have a disability, don't make up excuses and don't lie with your disability, because I keep catching, or I keep finding stories where racist people keep blaming that on their disability. It's like, okay, if you make a mistake in life, don't blame that on your disability. And if you're a jerk, a scumbag, a cheater, and a no good, like just creep, don't blame that on your disability. Okay, because you sound really stupid, classless, ignorant, and just a despicable human being. Okay, so yeah, get ready. I try to make sure I had all as much of the evidence that I could. Like we ended up talking for, not talking, like, but like getting to know each other. And oh, and that's another thing, guys, stop switching, because this is why I kept catching him, because I kept saying no, it's like we don't need to date or whatever. And I kept catching him in different, like he kept going back and forth on stuff. So anyways, that episode's gonna be up soon. And I'm making progress with some of the things in disability life and filling out paperwork, research, and all this other stuff. And with my novel, like, oh, like I said in a couple episodes ago, it's like if you saw the beginning of my novel years ago and what it is today, you'd be like, oh my gosh. Especially now, my one novel turned into a three-parter, but now it's going to be like chunks. Like part one is going to be with my current main character, but then like the next three books after the set of three will be on a different character linked to her. And so I think that would be kind of really interesting. And then I have my Grim Reaper story too that it's like I kind of discovered something last night because I've been experimenting with stuff for my recipe books and for the Grim Reaper recipe book. Yeah, so let's just say I've been having fun. It's been interesting. It's like I'm trying to live life, trying to do as much as I can, and I'm not gonna let these men slow me down because yeah, it's like I talk a lot about the past guys and also the current jerks because yeah, let's just say if you guys are talking to any of these guys, yeah, then now you know what they're doing, how they're playing or whatever. And oh, and if a guy says that, oh, I was in the hospital. Yeah, I was in the asked to see the okay, and I know the whole HIPAA and everything because like people always try to ask what am I diagnosed with? None of your business. But I never lie about I can't doing something or whatever because of my disability or whatever. But I caught this man in some pretty big lies, and I've got the dates to prove it. Yes, I'm Patty. I don't care. And that's why I wish I was on the T app so I could just load them up on there. But since I'm not, and the dates prove that I'm right and I'm telling the truth, even if he tries anything, it's like, honey, boo boo, like, we were never supposed to go out on a date. You were the one that kept asking to go on a date. So if you're just gonna keep trying to blame me, because then that's what a lot of cheaters do. A lot of cheaters do that. Especially okay, the male cheaters especially. You're supposed to get over that. Oh, you're supposed to forgive me. You're feminine, so you're supposed to. Yeah, it's like a lot of men think that femininity means forgiving a guy, a jerk, a no despicable scoundrel for cheating. They think, oh yeah, well, I'm a man. I'm a man. I can never get enough. And oh, it's like I want variety still. Like, okay, well, if you're with okay, that means you shouldn't be in a committed relationship. Okay? Because if you keep wanting new, it's like, yeah, see, you want your cooking, you want your laundry, you want bills paid, you want someone to make children with, but you also want to play around. Choose one and stay in it. Choose a lane, stay in it. Some men are driving state to state, like 100 miles per hour, not knowing what in the. But then they get mad when the women tear up their maps. Yeah, they get mad when the women tear up their city maps on them, because they lost all interest. And then they get all mad. Oh, you're stingy. You're selfish. You're supposed to forgive me. It's like, don't you care about me? Not anymore. Not anymore. Shoot. Anyway, speaking of cheaters, yeah, I told you this is gonna be politically. It's like we have a cheater in chief right now. Yeah, we got that orange cheater in chief with the swollen ankles, and it's like, and that's another. I'm gonna be talking about that too because we first, he said that he's the most like the healthiest president or some garbage like that. Like throughout the years, I'm the healthiest, I'm the smartest, I know everything, I know. Yeah. But now you have it's like, and then he has health issues, and so it's really crazy how he's taken away Medicaid and like Medicare, Medicaid things from people who need it. It's like he has free, like he's a billionaire, millionaire, billionaire, whatever. He doesn't have to worry about that stuff. He has symptoms that's going to be having that needs to be treated for the rest of his life. But he's a millionaire, so he does not have to care. It's crazy that he understands the situation like medically, but not financially. He refuses to understand the hardship. He refuses to understand like what people go through because he has money and money's power. And money means you can do whatever you want, however you want to do it, and you can conquer over other people to dehumanize them in order for you to feel even more special and that you have the privilege and the power. That's how it sounds to me. Because and then also Abbott, that jerk from Texas, that absolute awful terrible, and this is all in my opinion, remember, every episode all in my opinion, but that no good, absolutely treacherous, egotistical, arrogant, ignorant, oh, he is I can't. He's awful. He wants to take away DEI while he's in a wheelchair. He wants to take away DEI. And so now I think a few states are trying to take away the laws where buildings or like newly constructed buildings or buildings that are getting updates, they don't have to be accessible for those with disabilities anymore. They don't have to apply, like, yeah, they don't have to. And all I have to say is that all of the times where, especially since I've been diagnosed, when people try to stop me while I'm in public, what are you doing out? Oh, you should just be at home. Oh, you should just be getting money from the states. Like, it's crazy though. It's like because Republicans and MAGA are cheering on what's going on right now. But then years ago, people from the church, because a lot of times they have those crosses on their necklaces or whatever, they're the ones telling me, you should just stay home and get the money from the government. Why are you out here? Why are you trying? Why are you working? I've literally had people ask me, why am I working? I've had people ask me, why on earth are you working? You are so lucky. You could just stay at home. You don't have to work a day in your life. You're so fortunate. People from the church telling me I'm fortunate. What there's no good, egotistical, stupid, naive, like only pick the Bible verses they want to choose from. But back to the cheating. Back to the cheating. It's crazy how throughout that presidency, or like before the presidency, when he went down the escalator and all this other stuff, we saw that Access Hollywood, I think it was on X, wasn't it? Like, if it wasn't, in the comments, so just know, like, okay, little asterisk, okay, I think it was Access Hollywood or whatever. But remember when they were taping, and remember, like, Republican women, Christian women, MAGA women keep saying, oh, he's going to protect us. Oh, he cares about women. Oh, he loves women. Oh, look at how he treats his daughter. He said that if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he would have slept with her. And then on another interview, when Wendy Williams, she asked him what they have in common. And I think Ivanka said golf. And I want to say business or something with the other, investing or something like that. But then the orange guy's answer was sex. Bow chicka wow wow. Like, I'm like, and I just I rewound that a few times just to look at Wendy Williams' face, because you could just see she was just like, what the actual blank. So, but then, I mean, it's like, yeah, when it comes to Rosie O'Donnell, Wendy Williams, and there's a few couple hosts or whatever, but it's just like the things they pointed out and the things they noticed. The things they noticed. And then back to Access Hollywood. He said that he could grab any woman by the blank because he's rich and he can do whatever he wants. And he said he could do whatever he wants. And MAGA women jumped up and voted for him. Oh, he loves women. Yeah, he loves to take advantage of them. And then, oh, he only cheated on the first one. Oh, Stormy Daniels, she's lying. Oh, they just wish. What? What? And it's like, I think about 26 women have accused him. Oh, there are a lot. Like, oh, back to my anthropology days, like with patterns and things like that. It's just like when you see a pattern, and a lot of the women are saying and using the same language to describe what happened. And the same type of people are around or in the house or in the same room when it goes on. Speaking of Epstein, yeah, it's like if you keep seeing, like, especially, you don't have to be a detective to see these patterns either. But it's really despicable, pathetic, awful, and cringeworthy where some of MAGA right now, oh my gosh. Okay. See, when Mega tries to say I'm woke, I'm happy, I'm proud. Because now some of them are just now, I mean, I won't even, they're still not woke because some of them are still bigots and awful, terrible, inhumane people, but they're at least, uh, coming out of that a certain dream, or the dream that God is speaking to the orange man. Yeah. Some of them are actually, drifting off into another dream because they're still not woke. They're not awake to the awareness and the things that's going on within humanity. They only care about themselves and people that look and are just like themselves. But then certain groups are just so determined because even I forgot, like Mendy, I think is his name. I probably have it wrong. I'm so sorry. But oh, he did a versus. I I think against like 20 hardcore mega like conservative people, and there was that one girl that was in another version of it. She's from Canada, and she's like hardcore bigot. Like she's hardcore bigot. Like she reminds me of a younger version of Marjorie Taylor Greene, or possibly what Marjorie Taylor Greene wish she looked like. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I'm not saying she's like I think of her the same way as my homegirl thinks of her. Like you already know who I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't want to put her name in this episode because it's like I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay. So anyway. In that Access Hollywood, he said what he wanted to do with women. And he bragged about it. He laughed about it. He was serious, full chest out. But a lot of MAGA Republicans and stuff, they were like, he's from God. Oh, he's holy. Oh, it's like he talks to God all the time. He loves the Bible. Oh, look, only he made a Bible. It's like, or the first president, whatever. And it's just like, and look, he put the Constitution in. It's like, and then that one jerk from I want to say Iowa, possibly. He says that a copy of the Orange Guy's Bible has to be in every single classroom. But it's probably not Iowa. It's like, but it's one of those Bible belts. Yeah, it's in a Bible belt state or whatever. But it's just like, okay, here's something that I've been thinking a lot about because lately, a lot of Republican white cis men have been getting arrested for the same type of crime as Epstein and stuff. Not nearly as huge or big or whatever, but similar crimes. But at the same time, a lot of these MAGA white cis males, yeah, they've been yelling at LGBTQ and the trans, especially the trans community, blaming it on them, telling it on them. But I think that's a distraction because while men that look like the orange guy, while the pale males do this, they need they need a distraction. They need us to look at somebody else, but they already know Democrat. Like we're like, oh yeah, you think we're still no? We already know you're. The Bible says thou shalt not lie, but that seems to be your biggest hobby right there. That's about all you're not even good at it, but well, I mean, you're just gonna continue doing it because you keep watching the president do it. So you just think, oh, as long as we lie all day, it's like they'll come to us, they'll believe us. MAGA will and MAGA has. MAGA will and MAGA has. And sometimes with the dating apps, it's crazy how many men have told me that Biden is on this list, how Obama is on this list, and so like I said, like some of them are on Patreon. I have so many more to load up, but I think I at least have two, maybe three of the guys that have told me that one of the Democrats is on that list. And this is years ago too. But there's one specific, oh, he's throughout these episodes because this one jerk, he has like every 30 to 90 days, it depends on if you're a Scout, Plenty of Fish, and Meet Me. They're all connected within the same umbrella, whatever. And this guy, like, while I was streaming back during COVID, because I was bored and I'm an extrovert. Well, I was an extrovert, but after being diagnosed and people putting me down, tearing me down, and telling me that I shouldn't be outside, that I shouldn't work, that I'm never gonna get married, or I'm worthless and everything like that because I am disabled. Yeah, it makes me not as extroverted, and not as trustworthy. And yeah, it's really frustrating when men blame me for not trusting men. But then even when I try to tell them what happened, they tell me, "Be quiet, stop." Well, if you're just gonna like, this is why no one wants to date you, jerks. But anyway, okay, I kind of forgot where I left off. But oh yeah, the dating apps and stuff like that. But a lot of these guys, a lot of these men, they're acting like the orange guy is so amazing and stuff because they want to be able to do what he's doing. And I keep catching men try to do what they do. It's like, and I keep saying, I keep catching married men on these apps. I keep catching, I remember even on Facebook dating, I think it was January or February, if I'm not mistaken. There was this one guy, he kept writing really odd things. And it's like, because even talking about like the different frontiers of Michigan or whatever, and I stated something, he was like, "Well, no, I don't agree." And so I pulled up a map to show him, and he was like, "Oh well, that's fake." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you said you're a Democrat." And so like, but yeah, he like turned out he did lie, and oh, turned out he was married. He was married, or he is married. Not was it? Well, she might be was now, especially if she caught him, but. Anyway, and then what happened last week when I looked at the dates of a guy that I caught in a lie, and now it's like he actually has a girlfriend, but he was trying to talk to me, trying to take me out, but then blaming it on the hospital on why he couldn't contact me. No, it's because you have a girlfriend. No, it's because you have a girlfriend. Some like a lot of you guys are trying to act just like him, and a lot of you guys are giving the orange guy an excuse, or you're trying to say, well, that's his past, that's his past. Did you guys remember how he was looking at that African woman? Oh, he doesn't like black women. He can't stand us. He doesn't want us to be able to do anything. Whenever something goes wrong, he blames us. And he says that we're not that smart. Whenever he can, he says a woman of color are not that smart. But when he saw that one African woman, I think it was last week or the week before, his eyes bulged out. So like it looked like he was in that cartoon Bonkers. It's like and the eyes were just like woo, like oh. Or even Johnny Bravo. Yeah, the way he was trying to talk to her, oh, it reminded me of Johnny Bravo so badly. Because part of me was just like, no, you don't have a chance. You don't, she's so beautiful and stunning. You don't have a, and I was like, this is not a Candace Owens version of, no, it's like, I hope not. If she is, oh dear, that means every country has at least one or whatever. But okay. All I have to say is that young lady, please talk to the Black women of America. Please talk to the African American women of America so we can, lay down the whole truth and nothing but the truth on what's going on. And just remember that 92% of us voted against what's going on right now. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I just want to lay that out there. I just want to lay that out there. Okay. Because yeah, if she turns out being a Candace Owens, then yeah, I would want to just make sure. I'm like, yeah, keep my space from her. I'm good. And that's another thing too. Okay, that's just gonna bring up this last point or whatever. But I keep hearing even Republican men and even Republican men on dating apps telling me that I have to be more open minded. I have to, like, in order to be open minded, that means I have to be willing to date Republican MAGA men as well. Okay, I think that's hilarious, stupid, ignorant, and just totally idiotic because don't you want a relationship that's peaceful, doesn't have that many arguments and things like that? Because even being vaccinated, even being like, it's like it is possible to date someone where one's vaccinated, one is not. But when men kept calling me an idiot and men kept telling me, oh, I want to sleep with you before you die. Yeah, yeah. One guy told me, I was like, I want to sleep with you before you die. Or, oh, I want to sleep with you to see if I can give you a heart attack or a blood clot. Yeah. Yeah, it's like how attractive is that? So then when I put that as a standard on one of the dating apps that you have to be vaccinated in order to date me, because on that one dating app, or no, actually Scout and Meet Me, I put them on both of those. Oh, and on Plenty of Fish too, because I had a cis white male get on and just kept calling me the N word, and I was despicable. There's no way I can have a degree, and I'm worthless, and I should dot 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 and all this other stuff or whatever. But yeah, I think that one, I think that screenshot is already up. No, or no, I think another, like a few guys have called me the N word. So like Jim Crow N word, Aunt Jemima, all types of stuff or whatever. I've been called every word from A through Z. And so I just think it's crazy how a lot of these men have the nerve to treat us like garbage. And then they cheer on a man who has done awful, like, okay, accused of, accused of. But it's crazy. How many people does it take to prove someone guilty? Because tons of people already said that Biden's guilty, but where there's no proof. Some people have even said Obama, where there's no proof or evidence. But then you have the orange guy. For decades, there's been proofs in question. He even was recorded saying that he grabs women. But then they say, but he's a godly man. Oh, and then men, MAGA men specifically, they walk around with derogatory, awful, sexist, awful, terrible, disgusting t-shirts. And or they say that Kamala only got the job because of dot dot dot. Okay, well look at the man you voted for. Okay? And again, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Because remember, the orange guy, he gets really mad at women of color. And he likes to put digs on them whenever he can because he needs everyone else to put them down. He loves degrading women. He only uplifts the women when they agree with him, when they will help him tear down women and be a bigot and awful, terrible, highly uneducated. He loves them. Because remember, the orange guy says he loves the poorly educated. Remember, he says he loves the poorly educated. Remember that. Remember that. Because right now, some of those are finally drifting off to a different dream. Some of them are kind of maybe starting to dream of a little reality. They're not all the way awake, or they're still so bigoted and they still don't care about people different than themselves. So, yeah, they still don't see, they still see some of us as three-fifths human. They still are enjoying people being caged up and just calling them illegals. But then, okay, one last thing, because I want to do a talk. I probably won't, but when Mendy was against those 20 people, it was crazy how there was this really awful, terrible, bigoted jerk, in my opinion. But we all know he admitted that he was basically a bigot because when he first got up to the chair, he was like, "Where are you from? Where are your parents from?" And all he asked all of the top bigoted questions. But I don't know. Oh, you know what? I am gonna do a talk on this because I have so many things to say. But he is how I see so much of MAGA. That's the representation I see, and he's probably proud of that too. But just like in that SNL skit, you guys got mad with that skit, but ooh, we have so much evidence. We have so much evidence. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.